Howdy there, people of the internet. It's me again, Will. So, the question has been asked. And once the question has been asked, it must be answered. Is Jared Leisek receiving special treatment from the Sanpete County District Attorney's Office? Along with, is he receiving special treatment from the Sanpete County District, Sheriff's Department? Is he receiving special treatment? The answer is, ladies and gentlemen, yes and no. I can't simply just answer that yes, he is getting special treatment and, he is a 1 in a million individual. But it certainly looks like he is receiving special treatment from the Sanpete County District Attorney's Office and Sheriff's Department. When someone in the state of Utah, doesn't have to be just in Sanpete County, is the charges or accusations of a sexual offense happen, the individual first they investigate the actual crime, speaking to the victim, speaking to the perpetrator. If the perpetrator lawyers up like Jared Leisek would 100% have done, they would have stopped talking to him. They would have stopped asking him questions immediately. But there are certain steps that have to take place before he actually would have had his first court date. And a lot of people missed exactly what should have taken place. Immediately, before he actually would have had the court date that was messed up, the streaming event that we all watched, and was a complete debacle. Before that took place, the following should have happened. Jared should have turned himself into either in Oregon to the Multnomah County Sheriff's Department there, or to another jurisdiction where he would have been fingerprinted, photographed, and then they would have released him either on an ROR bond or they would have set bail or something of that effect on him. He has done absolutely none of the following at all. He hasn't turned himself in Multnomah County, Oregon. He hasn't turned himself in Sanpete County, nor have they asked him to come in, be photographed, and fingerprinted. They don't know at this point. Does his fingerprints match additional sex crimes from across the United States? Are there additional sex crimes that anywhere in any county where his fingerprints or DNA would match? We don't know. That's the honest truth. If it was somebody else, if it was you, they would ask you to come in and have your fingerprints done and your photograph taken at the very least, before they decide, well, okay, you've shown up for everything else. You're a good, stable individual. You have a job. You have a home, whatever in this county. You're not a flight risk. And then ROR'd you, released you on your own recognizance. Jared has had to do none of it at all. So yes, in that aspect, it is special treatment. Additionally, his attorney was afforded the right to see all the evidence in the case that the Sanpete County District Attorney's Office has against Jared, and then was given an additional 3 days after seeing the evidence, before, this is unheard of, that to see all the evidence, then filed the motion to actually have the charges dismissed and have the actual motion itself sealed. That is unheard of. That it would be sealed, he would get to see it, he would get additional days to review it, and then ask for the motion and all the charges to be dismissed. So yes, again, there is another example of special treatment. Is this the oldest sex crime that the state of Utah has ever prosecuted? No, it isn't. Not even close. The oldest case was 42 years from the crime to the actual date that the person was convicted. 42 years. According to, again, state records for the state of Utah. It does not release the actual victim's name in that case. It only lists the individual who, was then, had the verdict overturned by the Court of Appeals, State Court of Appeals. So I'm not going to release that individual's name. But it was 42 years, was the oldest one. It doesn't matter if it was 3 days, 30 days, or 30 years. He still committed the crime. He admitted to it 8 times. I'm not talking about anything in lieu of evidence like some people would like to suggest in the comment section of my videos or anyone else's videos. I'm stating the actual facts here. Additionally, when it comes to the case against Jared Leisek, they have not asked or sought an extraditable warrant for his arrest from Oregon back to Utah to stand trial. Nor have they reached out to his attorney and made an agreement with them to have Jared surrender by himself, where he would be fingerprinted, photographed, and then released, most likely on an ROR bond. Again, these things are not happening in the case with Jared Leisek. Does it mean that there is no evidence? Absolutely, that is not what it means at all. It just means that the Sanpete County District Attorney's Office is dropping the ball on that part, because we do not know until he is fingerprinted, and if there is additional cases out there that he may be connected to. And somebody else wanted to know, is Jared bonded in any state? If so, he would have been fingerprinted in that state as part of his bonding agreement. Not necessarily fingerprinted or photographed in that state for a bonding license. But no, to the actual answer to the question. Jared and Adventures with Purpose have never been bonded for an insurance policy in any state. And that includes Utah and the state of Oregon. All of that would be public records, and there is nothing. And I had an underwriter actually check on it. Additionally, there are no records of Jared or Adventures with Purpose or his production company ever being bonded anywhere. So anything that they would have done, they would have been 100% responsible for. Trespassing on a wildlife refuge, which he did, even in lieu of the fact that they told him not to, any damages he would have done that they would have wanted to come after him for, they can't, because he does not carry any insurance that actually would repair the actual damage that he did. So there's the answers to your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, is he receiving special treatment? Yes, but no at the same time. Thank you again for joining me today. You have a wonderful week ahead.